What's up, big dog? It's another week. It's another week. You like that new theme? The first two, just a peek behind the. Oh wait, no. Say hi.
Oh yeah.
I just kept going.
What's up, Jelly World?
Yeah.
Jelly Nation.
I didn't mean to take the reins so much at the beginning, but the past two episodes, the past two times we recorded, we had a different theme song that we were using, and then we were worried about getting copyrighted because it was an actual song. So we just decided to use a different one, and I hope you're liking that city bop little ditty, little techno ditty, because I feel like it works for promotional shit too.
It's good. It's a fun jingle. It's memorable.
Yeah,
and we're still singing songs out there.
And it's go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think we had an idea, not to get give the whole game away here, but we might even just record our own little 30-second jingles.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Like that's what I was gonna say. Is that's the advantage of you and I being like music dudes. Yeah. Is that
music fellas?
Is that I just when we want to use non-copyrighted music, we just go through our computer files and we find them. So it's
I
just
wiped mine all out by accident.
Oh yeah,
that was like a tragic lapse. It wasn't really an accident. It was a lapse of emotion, judgment.
Oh.
It was an egregious error of anger.
No, I mean I think that's good though. I think that's like very Buddhist to have like a cleaning of the slate.
The darkness swells within.
Yeah, I think that's cheap Shikai Bardo. Shikai Bardo. Shikai Bardo.
Shikai Bardo. I thought you were just making shit up.
No, that space between life.
Oh,
and
you're talking about Bardo. Okay.
Yeah.
The Tibetan. Okay,
yeah, I was still that space. That's you. I feel like the person needs to go through radical changes. Like, you know me, I've done like radical upsets of my life where I've done like complete overhauls of my just being. Right.
Just reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
The ego dissolution.
Yeah. So like,
I'm being dragged under the waves of Zen. You feel me?
Yeah, no, that's how it should be. I think we should all be detached and jaded. I think that I guess is probably the best way to be mentally for our own sake. Won't do anything for the world. The world will still fall apart.
No. There's a level where you just become jaded and cynical and pessimistic, and that's not where I'm at.
Dude, I'm fighting that every single day. I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't want to.
Well, no, I mean like
I don't want to fall into that, and I know it's at the door.
I fight with it too. I'm not perfect, obviously. It's just that I try not to like allow myself to get too emotionally attached to shit anymore, because I have a problem with rejection sensitivity, emotional regulation. So everything I take personally, and like I'm being persecuted by the universe or something. I don't know.
I had this thing that I talk to Julie about all the time, where it's what I call no longer needing the sauce. It's called closing my mind to the need for sauce. And what I mean by that is that when you get a meal, like let's say you're getting Taco Bell and they forget the sauce, it ruins your meal.
Okay.
Well,
I like it.
I've definitely been guilty of that before, and I know a lot of people where that's true. That like if you don't get the sauce, if you don't get the ranch, if you don't get the thing with the broader meal, you don't get the experience, and it ruins the whole thing for you. But to me, I say, and I'm that way about ketchup. Like if I don't get ketchup with my fries or something, like I'm just like, damn, this sucks. These fries, like they're almost not fries when I don't got ketchup too. But like I've hit a point where I was like, well, I'm not always gonna have ketchup.
Yeah.
I'm not always gonna get the sauce. You know what I mean? So I need to be able to enjoy a thing for what it is, regardless of the negative experience that I might be having.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because that's the existential lack that we're all dealing with. Mm-hmm. So I just shut my mind off. The other day I was walking in the park and my feet hurt really bad and I was in a lot of pain. And I was like, shut your mind off to the sauce. And it was me, like I was blocking out. I was like, this pain. It was. I think it's probably a Buddhist practice where I was telling myself that like I'm not. The pain is not me. It's just the pain is a sensation, an external sensation. So, and that's what it is. The not having the sauce is not my condition. It's just a sensation that I happen to be feeling at any given time.
Craving, So I do that sometimes too, where I call it like machine mode.
Yeah.
Where I just like try to become devoid of any need or desire for anything.
Maybe that's a spectrum thing.
I don't
Maybe
know. It
that's
could be.
like
It's just
like
like
a spectrum thing of ours. If we're like
90s ass autistic kids watching like Transformers, like I'm going to become different.
I just gotta go robot mode.
No, I'll do that. Like if I need to get shit done because I'll make excuses and distractions all the time. I'm just like, just go into machine mode. Don't think, just do. Like go into body mode.
Then he says, if you go through a Buddhist enlightenment, you see that you have no self. You became a passive observer of your acts. And I no longer perceive me stabbing a knife into your eye as my act, but just as he puts it, my knife is dancing around, and in the cosmic dance of phenomena, your eye seems to stumble upon it.
And we gotta explain this real quick.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna periodically, just like the first episode, and I don't know if we did it much. I don't think we did it much in episode 2, but we always have a drink with us. And because episode 2 was an espresso martini, so that's not that harmful to the senses.
Was it? Oh, yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, so that wasn't.
And the Fernet was the last one.
The episode 1 people were, if you listening, if you give a fuck at all, we were drinking Fernet, and so every single time you and I, like, we would go to take a drink while the other one was talking, we would both inexplicably start laughing because the other one was like, because it was so gross,
choking, like you're drinking paint fumes.
And then this week, I got some supplies because my birthday happened recently, and I got some Bloody Mary supplies from my sister.
Bloody Mary survival.
And I was like, we didn't make Bloody Marys, but I was like, oh, I got these olives. What if I make a dirty martini, something I've never had before? Oh man! And I don't like olives, and I don't really like. I'll get a martini at a steakhouse because I'm very much a vibes oriented drinker. Mm-hmm. So like, I'll get a martini at a steakhouse, but I wouldn't say that I necessarily like it
at the bar or at a table.
Both. Like when we went to there's some fancy, not to dox us, there's some fancy steakhouses by us, and both times that I went, like when we went for my Oma and Opa had like an anniversary party, and they spend a lot of money on that kind of shit.
Sounds like a nice, like,
yeah, when we went, we met at the bar, and so the family had like a pre-round drink at the bar while they were preparing our, like, the room that they had rented.
Oh yeah, the hall.
Yeah, so it was like one of those situations.
Hall, yeah.
And I got a martini at the bar, and then I got a Manhattan, which is effectively a martini, but with fucking a Manhattan's a martini, but with whiskey, like with rye.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I forgot, like,
because it's vermouth and rye.
I had to learn. I didn't have to, but I helped my sister to learn all of the alcohols with like flashcards and stuff, and just help her memorize. And I immediately forgot them all afterwards.
I think it's beneficial to, like, this is a trigger warning for anybody who, like,
who
has a problem drinking. Because, like, I will preface all this by saying that I think it would be better if I quit drinking. I have an excessive personality, so it's hard for me to compartmentalize. I get a lot of joy from drinking.
Yeah.
And so it's hard for me to compartmentalize all the downsides there are from drinking. And so it just unfortunately happens to be a big part of my lifestyle. All that being said,
yeah, we can talk more about that later.
I love having, like, the drink. I think we talked about this too at one point. I just love having the drink of the situation.
Yeah, you're vibes oriented.
Yeah, I'm a vibes oriented drinker. I will have the PBR at the show because, you know what I mean?
I kind of end that way too, honestly. I'm not always a specific type of drinker.
I don't have a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, like, truly. I mean, I think maybe my
You're like a connoisseur too. You're connoisseur, you know.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. That is true.
You just want to try them all and see what it's like. You know, you're true to form a Pokemon trainer.
Exactly.
You try to achieve the mastery.
And this is we referenced this in the last episode, so this is kind of like a collect-em-all, like a greatest. We're doing like a nice little greatest hits right now. Of that's why there's a nice continuity behind Chuff Chat. It's like you're always coming back and people are always involved. That's why it's a best friends podcast. Is people are included.
Never ended,
people are all included. Like,
hey, welcome, by the way.
Welcome back. You're our best friend. We're best friends. This is an excuse for best friends to be best friends.
You know, no dog's bark is too soft.
And stick around at the end because we're going to have updates about how we're putting everything out.
Yes.
Anyways, back to what I was saying about, what the fuck was I saying? About
continuity.
About being a connoisseur.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah. This is the problem with having a dirty martini when we think.
We never hold on, before we go into that, we didn't even explain the drink in its form in front of us right now. It's a dirty martini, but I think it's a little fucking dirty. It
is really fucking dirty. It's like I never made one before, and when I looked it up, the first recipe from the website that I usually go by, liquor.com, they They're the best website usually.
simplest
But
is
this
usually
time
the
they were
best.
like the perfect dirty martini, and they were like, oh, an ounce of olive brine, and I'm like, okay. And then I should have it should have been like an olive brine wash.
What,
Like it
tell
shouldn't
me,
have.
what was the original recipe for
6 ounces of vodka. I
6
was
ounce-
like,
what
dude,
the
I'm
fuck?
not gonna drink 3 shots worth of liquor
So-
and
How many did you put in here? Because I think you have to like divide that by 3 or
4.
something, like a
I
third.
put 4.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was gonna say I took a couple of gulps and it just smacked the shit out of me.
Yeah, this might have been a mistake. This might be our drunkest episode yet.
No, I mean, well, yeah, I was pretty toasted the last time, but this one, let me just describe it for you. So you want to taste liquor, and it's got this nice, peach kind of color. I don't know if that's the glass. I don't
Yeah,
think so.
no, because I use sweet vermouth, so
Sweet vermouth.
because it was a red vermouth and
Beautiful peach kind of coralish kind of color. It's very alluring. It was on a very frosty glass, and you go to drink it. It's got a little fruity smell at first.
looks nothing like it. Looks
Yeah.
nothing like how you or tastes nothing like what it approaches.
Exactly, and then so you immediately you're like, okay, it doesn't smell awful. It smells like alcohol, a little bit of olive brine, and you taste it, and your fucking entire mouth is just like overwhelmed by like an army of olive juice in your fucking ass.
Yeah.
And you taste a little bit of the alcohol, and the alcohol doesn't even bother you.
I
It's like
whiffed
there's
this
that
one.
kick.
I really whiffed this one. I'm
No, it's
sorry.
fine. I'm not trying to shit on you because you usually make great drinks, but this one was like, God damn,
Yeah.
the fucking olive. I don't
No,
know.
recognize I
What's-
hate it too.
What's the perfect ratio? Like what's the Walter White?
It has to be like a wash of olive brine because I feel like a little bit of that saltiness, a little bit of that funkiness would be good.
Just
Yeah,
taste
so
of
I
it,
think of
right?
like when you do an absinthe rinse for some drinks, like there's certain drinks where they'll rinse what you like a Sazerac or a Sidecar, I don't remember which one.
Okay.
They do an acid wash of the glass.
Right,
So
and
you
they don't
put
even-
like an ounce of absinthe in ice in the glass and then like spin it around
Right.
and then discard that before you put the drink in. So it's like this hint of absinthe. Yeah, the absence of the absinthe. And so
Absinthe.
that's what I should have done with the olive brine is I should have just swashed it and then discarded, like put it back into the jar. And that way you just got that essence of olive brine and that a little bit of that oiliness
Or you could have put
instead
like,
of like drinking salsa.
dude, it's like it's just missing all the tomato.
Yeah,
and
it
the
drinks
picadillo.
like it feels like olive oil, dude.
You could have put just like a really wet olive.
We could pour this over hummus.
Yeah, honestly, yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be like a good like a brine. What's it called? Vinaigrette or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
exactly. So back to like a dressing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a
that's what
salad.
I
Yeah,
meant
it's
to
a
say,
bit
like a-
salad
like a
dressing. Put it on a
dressing.
Jersey Mike's sub. But back to the connoisseur talk. We talked about this in episode 2. I love commodities. I love I'm an excessive person. I like it's something that I deal with in like psych because I see a psychoanalyst now. I gave up on regular therapy and I'm seeing straight up seeing a
I consider doing that as
psychoanalyst.
well. 'Cause
I
that's
don't
a
want
whole
to give
conversation.
people I don't want to give people mental health advice, but like
For you,
it has
speaking of
really
your-
really helped me
Yeah,
seeing
yeah.
an analyst instead. But it's only been like a few times. But that being said, so like something that I recognize about myself on like a psychoanalytical level is that I love excess. So
Yeah.
like I have to stop myself from
Indulging.
smoke. Like I'm not someone who like, oh, I'm a little bit high, I'm good now. You know me, I'll sit and smoke. And like and I don't hit a point. I'm the same way with like drinking. I'm the same
So
way
you
with
just like ride
sex.
the tolerance wave.
Dude, I'm the same way with everything. It's like
Yeah.
why I had a kid when I was 18 is because I just don't know how to like if it
Reel it
brings me
back.
pleasure, eating is the same way. If it brings me pleasure, like I want to keep doing it. I want to keep doing it.
Wouldst thou like to live deliciously?
Yes.
And that's what I was talking about with the like having a hard time compartmentalizing like I know I need to quit drinking, but since it's not like something that's absolutely destroying my life.
Yeah,
and
it's not
since
like a rock
something-
bottom for you.
Yeah, I'm not someone
or
who
it's,
like
killing you
yeah,
physically.
I don't need to quit drinking because I am an alcoholic. I need to quit drinking because like I just see the flaws in it from a
Right.
rational level.
And ultimately, like, I think for me, the reason I like to quit drinking for extended periods of time is because it's like about discipline. It's about like,
Yeah.
can you control your habits?
Yeah.
And it's extremely hard.
Yeah, well,
It's
when we,
probably the hardest thing I've ever done. Is
yeah, dry Dan. Well, that's something I've always respected about
Well,
you,
just-
and I
yeah.
mention this about you whenever I talk about you in this instance, is that like you've always been, even when we were young, you've always been able to be like, I'm not going to eat meat. You're vegan now, but like, I'm not going to eat meat for X amount of time. I'm not going to smoke for this amount of time. You
just
used to
trials.
always be able to do that, and like whether or not it's difficult for you internally or not, you always did it. Like when our whole entire group mindset was around smoking and shit, you would still come over and hang out and shit and not smoke.
Yeah.
Or like Gary, when we'd hang out, we were still in school, and he would not smoke during the week because he had wrestling and would only get high on the weekends.
I was actually thinking about that today.
That's like that's like this discipline that I do not have that. Like
Yeah.
I fucking like I just I go for shit, and I mean because I can control everything and I'm self-aware. So like that helps me justify it because I can be like, with smoking weed, with all these things, I'm not destructive about anything.
I think there's like an infinite growth kind of process when it comes to your bad habits and addictions that you have, because you feel like you can like hit a wall and you're fine, but obviously there's like drugs and stuff that you can overdose and die.
Yeah.
And, eventually deteriorates your health over time. But oh fuck! Speaking of hitting a wall, I just totally lost my train of thought in the middle of it.
This is the thing about maybe we are destructive about our habits.
Yeah, no, and that's okay. So that I just got my point back. Thank you. So when it comes to those habits being out of our control or overwhelming or in excess, or just feeling like you just can't rein it in, or there's no real point to, it's ultimately you're taking an effort to contribute to it, or you can choose to take an effort to kind of slowly deconstruct it, because you're never gonna like be free of the habit. It's always gonna be there, but you basically just deconstruct it piece by piece until there's like less of it that can affect you, and you just actively make a choice each day to ignore it.
Oh, that's a good way of putting it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good way. That actually does help me, like, because like that does help me, like, kind of give me the framework for, like I was saying, how to compartmentalize it, so that I can kind of, that is a,
It's just one little
that's
thing
a
each
helpful
day,
way of framing it for sure.
You just notice a habit and you just kind of
Yeah, just
it starts with just noticing it,
Yeah,
And
yeah. It's like for example, like I always like I wake up and smoke. Like I wake up and smoke a blunt and have a coffee, and so it's like one thing I could do is just like not do that.
Is it because
You
like
know
you
what I
think
mean?
you're dependent on like routine, and that's like a routine?
It's all routine.
Developed?
It's all routine.
Because I'm kind of dependent on
It's
routine. I just
purely
can't
routine.
execute it.
Yeah,
you know?
I need to just
I'm on the other
come
end.
up with a new routine. Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of where we're at. We're almost at polar opposites in the sense that you're like so ingrained in your routine, and I'm so like outside of a routine, wanting one so bad, and that's also causing me distress because I'm avoiding the thing that's causing me so much stress and worry and anxiety.
Yeah.
By seeking distraction and not getting anything done. And that's weird too. I don't give myself enough credit because I actually do get a lot done. It's just that my focus isn't on the peripheral shit that I get done that is also important.
Yeah, it's just on the things that you are more concerned about. Like Julie tells me this shit all the time, which will be like, "Oh, well, you were productive today. You did all these things," and I'll be like,
"You just don't feel like."
Yeah, well, I didn't do X, Y, and Z that I wanted to do. I maybe did A, B, C. That
you didn't
I
do the
wanted to
object of your hyper focus. You just did all the other shit, mundane
Yeah.
shit that is still important, but it's just to you. It's like
To me,
not what you-
exactly.
It's not the object of your desire.
Yeah, it makes it feel like my day isn't worth it. But you're right. It's just like
That's me every
that
day,
actually
yeah.
brings me into the first like kind of topic that I wanted to talk to you about, because like the one problem I have is the fucking dopamine rush of the phone, which is something we talked about in the last episode. We were talking about the algorithm. And
I have a
this
whole
newest algorithm,
philosophy.
not even this newest algorithm, it's been happening, and it's something that you and I have been sharing back and forth. Like, it's a phenomenon that exists. But this fucking, these Instagram bans are insane.
Yes.
These Instagram bans are fucking insane. And, like, I know that
That's
I showed
the kind of
you-
brain rot that I love, though.
That's exactly the kind
There
of
is
shit
good
that
brain
I
rot
love to
out
see.
there.
Yeah, because it'll be something like, I sent you one today that I don't know if you saw, but it was, oh yeah, definitely you saw it, because it was one, sorry, I didn't mean to play that on the thing, but it was those two kids standing in front of a waterfall, and they're like playing the fucking, like one of them's playing a shitty bass, the other one's playing a shitty guitar.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
Damn, that's a real waterfall?
Yeah,
No, that
that's
can't be.
I mean, maybe it's a green screen. I'm not sure. It looks like they're somewhere real.
I don't know.
I can't tell. But
fool
like
me, I'm a little toasted
with
right now.
every single one of those videos, the mixing, like
It's wild. Yeah, I was listening to it with my headphones.
The consistency, the consistent element among every single one of them is that the mixing is insane. It'll be
like
a
8
real audio of someone being like, "All right, guys, let's get it together," and then it'll like, "This is the most patriotic." Remember that one? It'll be like, "This is the most patriotic song," and then it'll cut in and it'll be like, "And that's a tattoo."
Right.
And then the guitar in the background.
It'll be the produced ass song, yeah.
like you can barely hear like the guitar, or like I sent you. There's ones that came up that keeps coming up. That's this like chick and this absolutely full-fledged woman. Oh, Hecat's Torch, and it's just this like opera lady.
Oh
And you know, there's this like
I
opera
remember you
lady
saying
and
that.
shit, and she's like, and then it cuts to this weird biker dude who's like, born to embrace, feeling disgraced, like, and that's how it's mixed.
Forced to embrace, slowly poisoned, ever surrounded by sickness and death. Forced to embrace everything stolen, ever being choked until our last breath.
It's like avant-garde metal or some shit.
I don't know where it's coming from.
Is it like from the Catatonic Youths kind of underground?
That's the one. Like
That's- 'cause I
that's the one
love that
page that you
page.
share me sometimes. But I'm to the point now where Instagram is just like actually recommending me the videos.
Because that one guy that you sent, and we sent back and forth, and I knew about him from the internet lore, the rectangular guy.
Oh yeah,
I am
rectangular.
He's
That
got,
guy.
he's got bangers after
Dude,
bangers that no right there.
She's gonna peel you up like a banana.
Like a banana.
That's one of his
Oh
songs
my
and
god!
shit.
And he sounds like he would write incredible bangers for Disney songs in the '90s.
Yeah.
Disney movies. In the
Yeah,
90s.
exactly.
But
There's
just
just-
trying to make it as a TikTok famous dude. And
There's
you're like,
this guy, Sir Anthony Artist.
Oh my God,
where
beautiful
it's
hair.
like it looks like a Tim and Eric sketch.
It looks like a wig.
Like
oh,
the-
I know this guy.
Yeah, and because it like I think these are all things that come up on like Catatonic Youths and shit like that, like you said, like Instagram pages that display.
Oh, this is genuinely beautiful.
Yeah,
I love.
it's genuinely. Well, that's not even that, but like it's insane. And then and like Instagram does that, where
Yeah.
it just recommends you. It'll be like 30 views on a thing, and it'll show it to you.
What the fuck
You
is this
never
gold mine
know
coming
who
from?
the fuck
man?
is showing you shit. I don't know who's got them.
What kind of gnomes and gnomeragon are like tinkering behind these AI bots in Tesla's what am I trying to say here? Fucking
Yeah,
Elon
like,
Musk's
yeah,
servo
Elon- servo
servo
factories
dens,
and
servo
shit.
caves.
Adios, turd nuggets.
Man, I got one that was like 27 views, and it was a TikTok duet of this guy with like with demon eyes. Martini Strikes Again.
Dude, it's like I think all the Brian wins at the top.
Oh yeah, all the brine is probably there's all separating. You probably have to consistently stir it or something.
I feel like I'm just drink straight Brian.
That's what's good. Power through it. Power through it.
Like I'll even like I'm not even gonna lie. I'll put like straight olive brine in my salads.
Yeah.
You know, like if
But
I have
that's
dressing on it, I'll add
dispersed.
a little splash.
Yeah, but that's dispersed. So I got a video recommendation that was this guy with demon eyes doing a duet with like 4 or 5 other people, and they all had demon eyes, and it was all different like various shades of people on the spectrum. And
Oh,
then
beautiful.
I was like, his name is Jacob A. Willoughby 89, and so I clicked on his page, and it is a dude with demon eyes.
Okay.
And then, can you read me his? That's his bio.
Like
that's a screenshot of his bio. Just read me what
Okay.
what his description is. What his bio is.
89. I am a bisexual man. I really love trans girls. I'm looking for a good trans girl to love me, who I am, and I'm a diehard Green Bay Packer fan for life. Yo,
That's
honestly,
just the screenshot. But yeah,
extremely relatable. I was about to go through this whole profile.
yeah. I mean, I need to send you his actual profile because it's like his page is like him like shooting furries and like all this shit.
Oh
where I'm
my
like,
God.
what is this guy's ideology?
What about that? I can't think of his name right now. I'm gonna have to look him up. But that one, if it's like Dave for Christ or the Warrior for Christ, where he's I don't know. He may be a gentleman on the spectrum as well. But everything he
I think
does
that
is like
that's-
epic, and he's like, yeah, for Jesus or something.
I
Like,
think
"Yeah,
that
Jesus
that's
Christ."
I think that that's the general.
I
I
have to
that's
follow
the
him.
general milieu of the people who are making Instagram music videos. That's I think most of them are probably
I think everybody
various
gets
people
influenced.
on the spectrum.
Everybody gets influenced by influencers, by wanting to be an influencer. Like, look at fucking, not to get political right now, we're getting a little jump on the gun here. But look at Fox News, you know, like everybody wants to be an influencer or a comedian or a celebrity, you know, and, you know, everybody from all walks of life, from the dumbest among us to the smartest among us, to the purest of heart, to the most evil motherfuckers who have the most nefarious intentions. They just want to do this. Hey, gang. Hey, guys. How's it going? Blah, blah, blah. Like and subscribe at the end. It's weird to me, you know? I mean, we're doing it too, honestly, but...
The following is an interview with the Lord of the Sixth House, Dagoth Or. This was shot during the third era of year 427.
I just got an absolute bullshit message from Brandy.
Oh, no.
She said, "Oh no, are you starting a podcast?"
Yeah.
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 Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I kind of hard launched it. I was like, who cares?
Well, I think the problem is that we are being very stereotypical.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I know that we usually run away from being living our symbolic reality, but this is a time that we fucking delved full-fledged into it. We went hard into the like white guys, white Cubans, politics podcast,
opinionated as
socialist politics podcast, center left socialist politics podcast,
radical centrist. I think that we've been pretty private. Yeah, I know. Give me the reaction sounds.
Yeah, no, that's good. I actually think it's good.
That face was something else. Oh my god, you took a big gulp on that one.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get. If you're right that they are separating and all the brands at the top, I was just trying to get through it. But yeah, I think that everyone
we're just private dudes. We normally live privately. We're very self-conscious and self-critical, and this is a big bold step out of our comfort zones for people. You know.
Yeah, and we need an excuse to get together because we were never gonna ever be able to hang out if we didn't have a way to make content out of it.
Right,
because we're so capitalism cucked.
It's true, and I mean, I'm
so cucked.
I'm
by
in
the
a
grind.
band called Mega Money Powerball, which is like, oh, it's ironic how we're anti-capitalist, but it's like, yeah, dude, I'm still like, give me money, dude.
Yeah,
you know,
we're gonna monetize this. We're gonna have a Patreon. We're gonna do shit, which is
we're
gonna
need
figure
money.
something out. Like,
who doesn't need money? Somebody who has a lot of it. Shut up.
That was gonna be my way of like launching it. I was gonna be like, have this whole diatribe about, listen, don't judge me.
Yeah.
But we need to make income from something that isn't like my back hurts so bad from working in a restaurant for 11 years.
Big time. I was gonna say we need ultimately to break. I'd be happy with breaking even.
Yeah,
and then
like if we could just pay for the unit where we have band practice. Yeah. Then the whole venture is worth it. And everyone, this is a statement to everyone in our lives that you have every right to judge us for this, and you have every right to be upset with us for having done this. But we're influencers now.
Yeah, that's
we're
true.
Entertainers now, and we're content creators.
And we're celebrities.
And we're celebrities.
Very famous.
And we're already huge. Like the numbers what I'm seeing right now. Hold on.
Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, most of Southeast China, numbers coming in crazy right now.
Yeah, what's that? Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, the numbers from Kuala Lumpur are insane right now.
Papua New Guinea.
You're right. I don't know why all of our numbers are from Southeast Asia, but the point is that like
it's a huge market out there.
The point is that we're gonna do us and we're gonna live our life. And
I'm gonna do me. And you're looking at me like you were expecting.
I'm gonna derail this.
Okay.
Do you want to get into your second topic?
Yes, I never got into my first
one
topic.
of your topics because I have my second topic loaded.
Let's get into that then, because I got a couple like fun ones and then less fun.
The reason why I mentioned this isn't a scripted podcast. I don't even know what Kali B's bringing to the thing. I just had 3 things that I wanted to talk about today.
Stuff. I just trying to weave it in.
But so I already told him the 3 things that I wanted to talk about. But the second thing, and this is what got me thinking about this, is our friends might think that we're tacky. But I wanted to talk to Kali B about.
That's because you know us.
I wanted to talk to Kali B about like what his idea of what potentially the tackiest nationalities or ethnicities are, because off of this Instagram bump, I'm getting all these fucking videos it's down to 3.
Okay.
Italian Americans, Israelis, and Persians. I think the 3 tackiest nationalities. I think that the tackiest nationality are Israelis.
Okay, so you mean like as far as representing your nation, like this is my whole personality is my nationalism?
No. I'm talking about like the people who culturally like, because you think about an Italian American and you think about like Tony Soprano's tacky ass house. Like think about how like Italian Catholic Italian American. Well, I mean, only go by stereotypes.
all right.
I
Fair,
only
fair
think
game.
the stereotypes.
I
are
just
true.
wanted to know.
Yeah,
what
because
was on
like
the table.
Italian. Think about it. So we have a baseline, right? Italian American. That's Tony Soprano's house, right? That's like what
that's
Calm would decorate a house with, a tacky kind
upper
of
middle
shit.
class 90s, but
Yeah.
it's like,
And it's like weird, like
Romanesque,
Romanesque, and then there's tons of shit, and there's floral prints on stuff, but it's that weird, like, Baroque floral print, all that kind of shit. Gold babies, like a gold
I
baby
love that, little
fountain.
cherubs. Yeah.
So I think that's up there, right? But
The Madonna.
But I think that's like number 3.
Can I just get some macaroni and gravy?
Ma che cos'è questo gravy?
I think number 2 are Persians.
Oh shit. Okay.
Mainly Persian Americans. I have to go by because I don't know Persians. When someone says Persian, usually they're Iranian.
Yes.
And they don't want to say that they're from Iran because of the hatred that
Right,
Iran,
because
of the Islamophobia,
propagandists and
And so like they'll say like, oh yeah, I'm Iranian or I'm Persian instead of being like I'm from Iran. And they'll be like, okay, where are you from? Tel Aviv. So it's like, oh, okay. But like, I think Persians are the second most tacky because it's they all drive like white Mercedes or white BMWs, and then they all have like blue button-up silk shirts, and they all have 5 or 6 different colognes on at a time.
A million rings.
It's like there's a Lebanese dude who owns the Acropolis down the down the hall, like way from the restaurant. And like he's a really nice guy, but whenever he like comes up to talk to us, I can like smell him coming down like the back alley. It's just like,
and it's
like,
always some smell you've never.
Yeah,
fucking
it's like
smelled
what
in
is
your
that
life.
like Zatar?
Some
Like what is this
oud,
fucking
some wood smell, like some cedar oak.
Yeah, some hood or however you pronounce that.
Yeah.
Weed,
No,
that
I've bought some of
OUD.
that stuff.
Yeah,
Before. It's really good.
Previously on the Persian Bachelorette.
Yeah, I mean, I have no, but and then so and then
it's
my
like they
number
stereotype themselves
my
a
number
little.
one is Israelis strictly because like all the fucking their propaganda is so fucking tacky and shitty, and then their dance music is the worst dance music. Anytime I see a video,
Oh, yeah,
like
I
when
know
you
what
see
you
the
mean.
videos from like the October 7th, they're all dancing and shit, or like the raves that they've thrown in support of the hostages and shit. They're always it's always the worst like Jersey Shore like.
I was gonna say that EDM, just like club music, like.
You like to insult people?
Was that your feet?
Yes, it's the feet uppercut.
Like there's this one video of David Guetta, or maybe it's Diplo. I think it's David.
No,
Guetta
I think it's David Guetta. You're
Yeah,
about-
doing the George Floyd, doing the fucking coronavirus.
Because that's his family.
DJ for on the roof.
Rest in peace, legend.
George Floyd.
Legends never died.
Yeah. And then
Yeah, that was a big
that
meme.
like that's all Israelis to me.
I feel you. I think that's indisputable. And 3 that I can imagine.
Yeah. I think it's hard with what I just laid out.
You laid a pretty solid argument. Right
What are your
there.
least favorite races? Hey, what?
This record is in honor of George Floyd, and I really hope we can see more unity and more peace when already things are so difficult. So, shout out to his family.
Can they be fictional? No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
I was gonna say.
Okay, you can do your first
I was gonna do a
topic.
fictional racist race, which was a South Park Goobacks.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that episode recently.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that anymore.
Dude, I think like it's so rough what happened.
That's a weird slur you don't hear a lot, as far as even like because I got Mexican friends, especially in the music scene, that they use the B one. All the
Yeah.
time. I'm not gonna use it just because I'm white passing Hispanic, so I'm not gonna get away with
yeah,
that.
and we're Cuban. We can't use Mexican slurs.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you never hear the W one,
Yeah, those are like
That's like a Texan one.
Yeah,
That's
they like those ones like
George Bush slur.
those ones like hit your ear like weird too. Like when
That's a good
whenever I
point.
hear the B one, I'm like it just doesn't. It just hits the
The B
ear.
one?
Yeah,
I feel like
And
that one
both of 'em.
hits. I think it's just like it doesn't really hit in a hurtful way. It hits in like a. It's just so off-putting. It's funny.
Yeah.
It is funny
yeah,
when they say it to each other and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think we're touching on slur theory a bit here, and like what makes an effective slur.
Yeah, slur theory is. Yeah, I think to me the most effective slur.
It's 1 to 2 syllables typically.
Yeah.
Punchy.
To me, the most effective slur is the gay slur. Is the F word.
Yeah, that's a good. That's a second. That's 2 syllable.
I think no. Yeah, the full one. Yeah, no, yeah, both both
okay.
are. Yeah, both
Gotcha,
work. I was just thinking the 3-letter one, but I think both 6 and 3. I think both are just so effective.
3, dude.
Like they're so powerful. Like I keep them in my back pocket as a bi man, but like I never drop it because I'm in a hetero relationship. But I think that those are the most effective, and I think like they're powerful and they've been reclaimed.
You know, that does kind of touch on something I was going to talk about, which is the R word and F word resurgence, and how in many ways it can be counterintuitive. It is funny. I think Gen Z kind of brought it back in a way that was like, what's the big deal? But I feel like it just like has this eminence of
I do
immaturity.
have an opinion about this, yeah.
And it just ultimately is dismissive no matter what. Like you're gonna, no matter who you are, what generation or age group you're in, it's just gonna sound immature and dismissive.
Yo, it's tacky.
It's just corny. It's
corny as shit.
And I'm guilty of using those words in the past few years and just feeling stupid every time I do.
Yeah,
because I don't get anything out of it.
We tried like we talked about this in the last episode, but like we talked about this recently, and like it's just that like we're talking about post woke and how the pendulum swings.
The post
meta
ironic.
Now that Trump is in power and like we have to deal with all this fucking shit again, like actually woke will be cool again. And liberal will be cool again.
Yeah, because we're in
because like
we're in peak base
we had like maybe like a month. We had January and February of being post woke, or maybe we had post election.
Pre-base.
Yeah, post election we had this ramping up of like post woke, we're saying the R word, we're saying the F word. It's
Elon was
all the way
he's
up.
like, I'm autistic.
It was peaking, and then when Elon threw the salute, everyone realized like how fucking corny and dumb it looked. So like now it's weaning out. It's like leveled out. It's perfect Hegelian synthesis.
Ooh.
It's the perfect Hegelian dialectic of like
become the Oberschwabste.
Of like it's not that people aren't gonna stop using them because it's like out of some sort of like liberal decency politics. People are gonna start using the words now because we've come full circle and we realize they fucking suck. They like are dumb. They aren't. They're like it's not funny to use the R word. Yeah. It's not funny.
And not only that, here's an argument that I have. So, and I was trying to rationalize this recently. God, a fucking fat tongue on that olive stank.
Yeah, exactly. It's making the words kind of like really slump out.
Speaking of slurs, anyway,
the N word. You know what the N word is? It's no. It's the nuclear word.
I try to convince myself it would be okay that you can use the F word slur against a heterosexual person as like a weapon of some sorts, and use it as like a way to kind of trigger their insecurities and just kind of like get to the core of their blah blah blah. But that's an extremely toxic, and ultimately just kind of it feeds into that cycle of toxicity that they originally started to begin with. The people that use that slur in a hateful way.
Yeah, because I think
using it the opposite intention is still utilizing it for that intention.
Yeah,
the hateful.
Like
intention.
it's the reason why like doing xenophobia as opposed to doing racism. Like xenophobia can be funny. Like what I was talking about like probably last episode and this episode too, is that like making fun of nationalities to me is funny because like there are like you can make distinctions about like Americans,
like India and Pakistan.
But yeah, you can say things about Chinese, about Americans, about Canadians, and it's not like a race thing. It's purely a culture thing. And like those cultural stereotypes exist and are effective. And I think that's why like making fun of Italians is back and it's cool. And like making fun of like certain nationalities is funny and cool. And like and can be even in alt comedy ways can be funny.
And there's a way to do it without being
it's
racist.
A way to do it without being because it's absurd.
It's about the intention.
You recognize the absurdity. And then the reason why like the F slur or like the N word and shit like that, the reason why those are not effective comedically and only are bad is because they aim to dehumanize.
Yeah, they're so overwhelming.
And even in the way that you're talking about
you
using
have to own them back.
Yeah, even why the reason why not to put words in your mouth, but the reason why I think that you feel like that you've come to the realization that even using it in the context that you're talking about isn't effective is because you realize that, like, even if I'm using it in this way, I'm not reclaiming it. I'm still dehumanizing gay people.
Exactly. I'm not an ally.
But if I'm using this word to be like you're
oh, but you're the F word.
Yeah, you're the F word. That makes someone who's gay less than or other than this person. If you other someone with some terminology, that's what makes it like
that's
a
what
hateful
I mean.
slur.
The intention. When they talk about comedy is dead and the woke killed comedy and blah blah blah. It's really just about the intention. If you're saying this shit, if you're making trans joke at the expense of trans people and you're punching down and you're making fun of them and putting them down and, like you said, demoralizing and dehumanizing them, it's just not going to be a good comedy.
Yeah.
Like if you're taking the piss out at them in a way that they can do it
like,
as well.
Okay, like funny trans joke is talking about like bad roommate mentality.
Okay,
is being because like every fucking trans person I know has to move every 6 months because of a toxic roommate situation. You know what I mean? So like,
I mean, and that's a niche,
and that's a funny thing to like, fuck it, like it's a true thing,
right?
And it's like, that's the thing, but like, not to switch analogies from trans to race, but like I saw a clip from that Tony Hinch, the Kill Tony show, which that shit isn't funny to me because like they were talking to some Asian guy and like they were like, "What are your least favorite races?" Like what I just did to you,
yeah, just to put on the
and
spot.
like to me that joke right there, "What are your least favorite races?" That's funny because it's like that's an absurd joke.
Yeah.
But then they kept going with it, and the guy's like, "Oh, Sri Lankans," and I'm like, "Okay, that's kind of funny because it's a nationality." And then he says Native Americans, and I'm like, "It's an Asian guy doing it," so I'm like, "Okay, what's the joke?"
Yeah, exactly.
Like, okay, he's just named two nationalities
set
now.
up, no.
So what's the joke? And they were like, "Oh, why do you hate Native Americans?" And he was like, "Oh, they're poor, they're dirty." And I was like, "That's not a joke.
Yeah.
You're not making a joke. That's
There's
not
no
funny.
delivery. There's
no
no
delivery.
punchline,
You're just trying to be cruel, and you think that being cruel is funny." And like
because it does get laughs. That's
because
the fucked up
that's
part.
the problem is because like there are certain people who like think that it's like laughing at a fart joke.
Exactly.
But it's like farts and poop is funny.
There can be sophisticated fart jokes. And
No, but I mean farts and jokes poop are always funny.
Yeah,
but
no,
like
I think
but it's
it
just
really
like,
doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, what gender you are. I've seen moms, babies, old
everybody.
grandpas, grandmas, everybody laugh and fart, and everybody loves a fart.
Yeah, dude.
Until they fucking reek.
Yeah, amen. But like, so that's the thing. Is
Clean your bubble gut.
That's the thing. It's the same thing. And I'm sure we talked about this before too. To where like in 2016, where you couldn't criticize Hillary Clinton because you would be like sexist or something
against her.
Yeah, like or like like that meme of Joe Biden of like, well, you ain't black.
You ain't black enough, Jack.
Yeah, you ain't black.
If you don't vote for me, then you ain't black, Jack, or some shit like that.
If like
toughen up, fat.
It's that same mentality of like people will talk shit about edgy comedy and be like, "Oh, it's not funny because it's hurtful and all this shit like that." And it's like, okay, yeah, that's true, but like in reality, it's not funny because it's lowbrow and it's bad writing. Like,
yeah, it's like
I told this, Maddie made a dead baby joke, and she's at that age where she, that's edgy and funny to them.
Yeah.
But I was like, Maddie, that's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny just because it's like kind of cruel and hurtful because people like that's serious. Like people go through, that's sad.
Yeah.
I was like,
these
I was
days.
trying to explain it to her. At her age, it's just not a right thing to be making those kind of jokes. Like, because she just doesn't have that.
Well, maybe.
The thing is, I mean,
we did stupider.
We did too. It's actually it is natural, but she needs the habit. Yeah, the habit does need to be broken at some point. And so I wanted to get into her head.
Yeah.
So I didn't tell her, like, hey, don't do that because it's cruel and it's mean and shit. I was like, Maddie, it's just not. It's not funny.
Think about what you're saying.
It's just not a funny joke.
Yeah.
Like, get a better.
That's kind of why I never really
do
got into
better
it either.
writing. That's it. Like, write better.
Not
Write
only
a
that,
joke.
Maybe it's
do
the
a
ADHD
bit.
in me. But I don't really like using other people's jokes, and I don't like, and that's the thing about racism and stereotypes too, is that you kind of just bite the same fucking bit that everybody else does when it comes to, oh, I don't like them because X, Y, Z. It's like, have you ever had experiences with them that, and some people do. Let's be honest, they have bad experiences with races that they're stereotypical against.
I had a therapist. Like my main therapist growing up was like, wasn't like racist, but like, I mean, I guess was in a way, but like told me flat out was just like, I carry prejudices because I grew up as a white kid in a rough time in New York. Like he was a young and he was like he was older, so he grew up in New York in like the 70s, where the crime was really bad and had to deal with racial stuff all the time.
The Joker was happening.
Yeah, the Joker was out there and shit like that, and it was the Jack Nicholson Joker, so it was even more zany and shit
Even
like that.
spookier to see that.
And depending on if he was there during the '90s, he had to deal with the other Joker that was all crazy and kooky.
I'm not well versed in my Batman lore, dude. Honestly,
man, I don't know either. I
should
was
be
there
too.
a Tim Burton Joker or is that Jack Nicholson?
Tim Burton made
I know Mr. Freeze was Schwarzenegger, and that was a Tim Burton.
That was Batman
Was there
Forever,
ever
right.
a Joker, a Tim Burton Joker?
Jim Carrey, Riddler.
Dude, our smart listeners are going to be so upset with us.
No, because that's the one. I think. Yeah, no. Well, smart listeners, it's just fucking Batman freaks.
Yeah,
I had
our
Batman
fucking
Forever as a VHS.
Our fucking Batman freak listeners are going to be so pissed at us. Our comic book nerd listeners.
I love Batman and all that, but like I never got into the different ones, and it's like so inconsistent for a dumbass with ADHD like me.
I hate Batman because he doesn't have powers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's just
to me
a
that
dude.
was the biggest fucking
He's
bullshit.
a brooding, big fucking tough guy who's just like, oh, don't fucking rob that lady. I guess. I don't know. Like, I agree, dude. But
yeah, like
it's like those. Have you heard of the Dads Against Predators or whatever? Just a vigilante group of.
You're not going to be able to fucking. What are a bunch of dads going to do to fight a predator?
You one ugly motherfucker.
Well, it's not only that, but like you have to like report them. You can't, you have to give the evidence over to the police, and they have to. But that's the thing is they're like the police never do anything, and they never get to them on time.
What are the police going to do to fight a predator? They can go stealth.
You know, yeah, exactly. I mean, like they're going to do the exact same shit you're doing, where they pose as.
You're going to cover yourself in mud? I don't
yeah,
understand.
literally do an oil slick. You know,
I don't understand.
Come on, Jack.
They could be hiding anywhere. You have to send an alien in to fight the predator.
Okay, all right.
That's,
okay, that was good.
Yeah, all right.
That's because
they can't all be zingers, dude. They can't all be zingers.
No, it's just I'm a little oblivious sometimes. You know, I pretend to be a smart guy, but
dude.
I'm not. Dude.
Nah, dude.
I'm really good at pretending.
Nah, man. Sometimes they can't all be zingers. They can't all be zingers.
That's the odd ADHD in me. I take shit literally sometimes.
I can't do a smooth transition if I don't know you're another topic. So give me another. Hit me with another topic.
I'll just tell you what they are. In fact, so and the ones for later will be. For
yeah,
later.
actually, because let me peek behind the curtain. We're 40 minutes in, so
okay.
We probably got like 2 topics in us. What?
I'm gonna do my first karaoke night and give you an idea of what that was like.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
So obviously, if our friends are listening, Brandy and James, they invited me to come out to American Legion. I'm not gonna say which one. Obviously, you don't need to dox.
Yeah,
that
there's
one.
an American Legion in every country,
American
every
Legion
state,
everywhere,
every city.
So this one has karaoke on a Monday night, which is wild as fuck to me.
Yeah,
but got to do what you got to do out in on these streets, And so me and Crispy, we couldn't practice over the weekend, so we had to have our practice on Monday, and we've been working on trying to get this one song down. We fucking nailed this song. The practice the day before, we were drunk. And we couldn't get the fucking set down because we had been drinking previously. So I was like, let's not drink before practice, like, at all. And if we do good, we'll have a tequila shot because I had tequila in the fridge. Yeah. Didn't expect this tequila to fuck me up so bad. We had maybe, like, 2 shots in like, solo cups each.
Yeah.
And some soda, and we just kind of pounded them. He pounded it, so I was like, I'm going to pound it too. I'm going to be on the same level. And then we're like, all right, we got to go to, it's 11 p.m. We got to go to karaoke. I don't know what the fuck to sing. I've never been to karaoke. I'm me. Like I love singing in front of people. I don't mind. I've performed in front of people. Yeah. It doesn't matter. But like I didn't have anything prepared, and I know you have to be somewhat prepared for karaoke. So I was overthinking it immediately. I get there and I'm seeing everybody. I'm hugging everybody, and they're already ripping into their songs. I couldn't even tell you at this point. Like the tequila had hit me so hard, and luckily the American Legion was just a few minutes away, so the alcohol didn't really hit me until I got there. Anyway. So I'll get to the meat of the story here. They're going through their songs. They know some meme songs by heart, and they're just fucking singing their heart out and just, really belting, like, with utter confidence. And then Crispy's like, I have a song that I know by heart that could get me canceled, so I have to find a new one. It's Bound by Kanye West.
No, he should have done it, dude.
No, so he did do it. And that's the thing is I was expecting this bar to be full of like a ton of old like vets and stuff, or like just a whole bunch of white people. It's just a bunch of like, a bunch of.
He should have done that one. He should have done that one. That's like, can I get much higher?
Oh yeah, no, and I kept overthinking it too because I was like, should I do a hip hop song? I'm like, I don't know all these fucking songs by heart. Because I'm not really a lyrics guy. I'm a melody guy. Like, I follow the rhythm and the melody, and I love all that shit. And I'm just never memorized lyrics. That's just how I've always been.
Yeah.
Hooks, choruses, all day. And here's, trust me, this isn't just a tangential ramble. This all leads up to something. So I'm expecting there to be a bunch of like just crusty old white people and whatnot, and it's, you know, regular 20, 30-year-olds, whatever. And Crispy goes in, he sings Bound. He's shining. He's golden. He's like beaming like a
Black
like a ray
excellence
of light.
worldwide.
Oh my God. Brandy got a little video of him, and I was like, I want to film this, but I need to experience this.
Yeah.
So I couldn't pull my phone out. I was just watching him. And I was also frantically trying to pick a song because I was like, oh shit, I got to go up next. So at this point, I'm having a beer at the Legion because I'm like, I'm going to be here for a little while. I'm going to pick up a couple songs, yeah. My first song that I pick was some weird, obscure song that the DJ couldn't find. So I didn't expect that. And he was taking a little while to bring it up, so he's like, called me up to the stage. The song is Gary Wilson's Debbie Debbie. It's just a goofy little song.
Yeah.
It's like, Debbie, Debbie. I don't even know the words. All right? Just a big poser all the way through.
Yeah, the one time I did karaoke, we did karaoke in a private room for Brandy's birthday. That was Brandy just loves karaoke.
Oh, she does.
Yeah, I mean, we've done private karaoke's before. I have a big memory of Axl always doing David Bowie songs, and there's one where they did Golden Years, and I even messaged them about it recently. It's where I was like, every time I hear Golden Years, I think about that karaoke. It's one of the first times I met Axl. Like. They did that song at Morgan's birthday. They had like a karaoke at Morgan's birthday, and they did that song. And like just watching Axl do the wop wop wop, I just like that's like in my head.
Just
so like forever. I'd done karaoke a bunch with that friend group in the past, and then the one time that we did it, the one time we did it out was we went to one of those karaoke like Korean where the karaoke lounges where you get your own room.
Yes, I want
it. And so the room was like we got our own room, and
I think I saw videos of that.
Yeah,
actually.
and it was like a whole bunch of people, and then I sang this is what I was getting to is my go-to karaoke song, "Burned" by Usher.
Oh shit, that's a
right
good
there.
one.
And then I did Panama by Van Halen, but I did Panama where I did it as Devo. I went Panama,
okay.
Panama,
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, having a shtick definitely helps too. I walked into this blind, and I got blindsided to finish my story. I couldn't fucking perform. I don't know what it was. So last minute, I was like, "You don't got Debbie, bro. Just put on fucking I don't know." Just pulled a random song out of my ass. "Rock with You" by Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah,
great song. I know a lot of Michael Jackson songs. For some reason, just thought I knew this one and didn't. So I'm up there. I'm blitzed. I got lights in my eyes. This dude's playing this song. I don't remember the fucking verses at all. So it's just playing. The music's playing, and I'm like. And I can't look back.
Everyone's mad at you,
I felt like there was one like older lady who was like, "Hey, sing" or something. Like, "You're butchering," and I'm just sitting there sweating. Man. I'm fucking Jesus Christ. I'm sweaty and stinky from band practice, and I'm already kind of drunk. And I'm like, "Fuck, what is this? This is my first karaoke, and I can't think." And then all of a sudden, it's like, "Feel that beat, and we can ride together."
Did you take off?
I sang the chorus perfectly fine. Like I know that 100%.
Yeah.
I wanna rock with you all night. Beautiful. Love that part. Every other verse part couldn't sing at all. You're gonna like the other two songs because I could only do two more after that, and I kind of tapped out. I did
more than I would have done. I don't fucking do karaoke. You did more than I would have done.
Oh, dude. Like when I got the hang of it a little bit, it was like, oh no, do what you know. Or like do what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Like don't try to do something you're not familiar with. I did Start Chopping by Dinosaur Jr. just to get a familiar feel. And Jay Mascis sounds like shit when he sings, so anyone can sound better than him, really.
My least favorite Dinosaur Jr. song. One of them, really. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna do the Wagon.
I know the Wagon's sick. Wagon rules.
Yeah.
But I Start Chopping. It's just too fucking wonky for me.
I don't know.
They have a few of those songs where I'm just like.
It's one of those songs that like normally I hate those like corny honky tonky kind of sounds, but it just reminds me of when the bottle pop opens. It just feels like I'm on Peepaw's farm. Help me go together. Ain't you coming back from that? I love that one.
Those are the ones I can't do.
But the final song I did was Brandy, Thank God, gave me an idea, and I don't know if it was like a drawback moment from like memories, and maybe you told her something about me and you singing fucking "Cold" by Crossfade all the time.
Oh no, yeah, no, that's a big one.
Because I was like, I know
that's
she knows.
a big one, dude. I actually, I don't
and
know.
I sang the fuck out of that song.
I
dude.
don't know if I would have done it by now, but
Looking back at me.
But I had the idea to edit. We were talking about being crossfaded, and so like one of my edit notes for the last episode, when we were talking about being crossfaded was like insert "Cold" by Crossfade here, because dude, I play that song because that song is on my butt rock playlist.
Oh fuck.
That song's on my butt rock playlist.
Yeah.
And so like, and everyone like that's the epitome of coworker music.
Suck the dick, drink the piss. Suck the dick, drink the piss.
Oh, like
everyone in the restaurant, they like people have varied tastes. Like I like the people that I work with. They all have pretty like eclectic music tastes. There's a lot of ska in the kitchen. There's a lot of metal in the kitchen.
Big.
That kind of shit. Yeah,
believe it or not,
it is. You can't
it's
escape
fucking
it. I
huge.
tried to reject it. You can't escape it. But like. So but what happens is like there'll be a moment where I'm like, this is right, and I'll be playing music and shit. And normally I subject people to whatever the fuck I want to hear, because that's the perk of being a manager. Is like whatever the fuck I want to hear, you guys are gonna hear. If I want to listen to Suicide in the kitchen, you guys are listening to weird synth beats and shit like that. But normally I'm good about like. I play to the room.
You're very
I don't intentionally play like Irina, the old Russian lady that works with us. Like I don't play like metal when I'm on a shift with her because it's like I don't want to be. I'm just trying to be conscious.
Leibach.
Yeah, I should.
Wait, is that Russian?
But, no, they're some Lithuanian or some Albanian. There's some.
I don't know.
I think they're Lithuanian.
I don't know Russian.
Or Luxembourgian or something like that.
Ruski Muski?
No, they're.
No, I know. I just don't know Ruski Muski.
Yeah, they're not Russian.
Vlasmuski's.
Yeah, Vlasmuski's obviously Russian, dude. The Taylor and Nick Rua. Oh man, I just doxed them.
Oh shit!
I have to censor those.
No, Nick Rua. He's technically worked on films because I saw he has a fucking.
Oh yeah, he's a
page.
public figure. So yeah, Nick. Shout out to.
I know, bro.
He's does production shit. Taylor's a cop now.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's funny as fuck. Oh my god!
I'm leaving
that kind of makes sense.
I'm gonna leave their names in. They're both public figures.
We're not talking too bad.
He's a cop now. It's easy, and the other one's a TV producer.
I can see that.
Yeah,
you know.
So I'll
kind of always looked like a.
But
Whatever.
yeah, so crossfade, like, or what I was getting to is that's how I start. Like when I start playing my butt rock playlist, which has like Linkin Park and Disturbed and shit like that on it, I'll always start with crossfade, and so I'll put it on and I'll like put my phone in my pocket real quick, and then looking back at me, I see it. That like comes in, and everyone's like, yeah. Yeah,
dude,
and there's a certain point where like everyone, even Tasha's like, never meant to be so cold.
Just putting their fucking hand to your heart and shit.
Never.
That's like
cold to
the scene,
I'm sorry about all the lies.
You know, I feel every fucking
baby
word.
in a different life.
I was like, what were we like 12? When we first heard that on PSP?
I have no. Oh yeah, that was on my PSP. That was one of the PSP songs. Yeah, there's pretty defining songs. That Caspian song,
Pressure Point. You remember Pressure Point?
Can't get this pressure point out of my head. I haven't gone back and listened to that song at all. But that Caspian song, I listened to that a lot. That's a pretty good song.
Caspian's a great band.
Like I say that I wanted you. Say that I needed you. Yeah, that song was on there. But the big one, that was the absolute like runaway hit from the PSP UMD like disc thing, was fucking Blood Red Summer. Blood Red Summer was that song. I remember because I got my PSP in 5th grade, and I would fucking sit there and just watch that video. That fucking song was insane. I'll give you.
That's what put us on Coheed.
Yeah, dude, Coheed fucking rips, man. All right, we had to edit because I had to go spray my dog with a water bottle because he's barking too much. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We want to take this section at the end to kind of lay out how we're gonna be releasing stuff. We both have severe ADD and we're kind of lazy and sporadic about things. So we're putting up these first couple episodes on YouTube that are going to be available just when they're available. And we'll promote them as they come out and everything. And then anyone who's found us now probably found us through Instagram because that's really the only thing that we're using at the moment. but we're gonna transition to getting it onto podcast apps like Apple like Podcasts, putting it on Spotify, that kind of stuff, and then having more. When we do that, we'll have a ready release date. We're aiming for Thursdays because it seems to work. We'll probably have this episode out on a random Thursday or whatever, but like. We'll see how it all plays out, but that's our plan so far. So
we're working on schedule and consistency.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I was saying originally is that as long as we just meet up regularly, then we'll be fine. You know? Even it doesn't have to be exactly every
your boys are pretty good about. We used to be like really bad about like, today was tough. I'm gonna kind of chill today.
Yeah.
But no, we're pretty good about being like, hey, we got to do our thing now.
Exactly. We have a work to do, and not only that, we have ideas.
We have ideas, main things,
segments and fun stuff and tidbits.
So I know we didn't talk about a lot of news and shit this week. We feel like it was a really doomer episode last time.
Yeah.
So
exploring ideologies.
Yeah, and these episodes are all going to be kind of a little bit delayed. Because we've had a little bit of a delay on these releases,
yeah,
so there's no by the time that episode 1 comes out,
bounce on this episode.
No, that meme's dead too.
That was like 3 weeks. Bye.
But it's okay.
Bye.
But it's okay. So yeah.
Hey, we're catching up.
Yeah. So
we'll be concurrent.
Catch us out on YouTube's. We'll be current. Catch us out on YouTube's. We'll pretty much hype everything on Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Have everything, all the updates come out.
Instagram we just created today. That'll probably be our main vessel of like advertising for now.
Yeah. So by the time this episode comes out, you guys will have been regularly seeing that kind of shit. And if you are somehow finding this not through Instagram, then
the hell,
Instagram Chuff Chat Pod.
The fuck.
That's the best way to see all our shit. Neither of us had TikToks before it got banned, so we won't be on TikTok because we can't download it.
I thought it wasn't banned.
Yeah, you just can't download it now, from what I understand. I mean, maybe you can again. I'm not sure. I didn't pay attention enough.
Well, hold on. I think we gotta just zone in on the again at Chuff Chat Pod, folks.
Instagram.
Remember it. Write it in your brain.
Maybe we'll start an X.
Get it tattooed in your lip.
Maybe we'll start an X account. For the pod, but
it's
now,
good for outreach.
Yeah, but right now X is a fucking right-wing libertarian hellscape. So
that's true. Yeah, we don't really want to attract too many freaks and weirdos who want us on a spike as scarecrows.
Yeah, and that's where all those
in Minecraft.
That's where all those ACP weirdos and shit are too. So
yeah, that's true. So. Yeah, honestly, that I try to avoid X with all of my entire gumption because it's just not a happy place.
Dude, honestly, as you should. All right. Anything else? Sweet Dream Baba on Instagram. Glam Tara on Instagram.
Follow my band at Mega Money Powerball.
At Mega Money Powerball.
Playing first show March 22nd, and we're gonna make T-shirts and CDs and stuff soon. So we got stickers, we got buttons, we got freaking
hell yeah,
collectible trading cards that I've made. Oh, I'm gonna give you some too, by the way.
Okay, hell yeah,
I'm gonna give you a bundle.
This.
That's all I got though.
All right.
But thanks for everybody listening. By the way, I had a lot of fun at karaoke. I was just I hit a wall of where my masking was like, I just can't.
Yeah. So if you want to invite Collie B to any karaoke's, you may not, unless you're one of our homies, you may not know where we're located, but still invite him. He still might come out.
No, I still will. Yeah, I'll have fun.
Yeah.
And
I have responsibilities.
Yeah, you're full ass adult. I'm basically, I still think about that word too, not to delay the ending.
Oh, you're good.
About the word Arrested Development.
Dude, I mean that's our dynamic, is that like, you're me if like we would have had the same lives if I didn't have a kid at the age that I did, and so like because I had a kid, basically if you had focused on girls more, then you would be where I am. You would have had a kid at 17, and you'd be having to you'd have back problems and shit, and and a Roth IRA and shit.
Instead, I got an IRA.
Hell yeah.
Now I got a fucking dysfunctional family that's falling apart step by step.
Well, that's
every single.
Is that the note you want to end on?
Yes, I want to say that.
Actually, people, because the best part about a podcast is cultivating a parasocial relationship. People should know about our lives.
Yeah,
and that's
why
I'm
just not gonna give no specifics or names.
That's why we got to be open about how.
But I'll tell my experiences.
Yeah, we'll talk about.
Nope.
We gotta end this episode. Bye.
Okay, bye.